Some people read the Psalms like poetry. Others, they use them as spiritual weapons. Psalm 2 isn't just a beautiful text. It's a declaration of divine strategy, protection, and favor that flips everything the enemy planned against you. And yet, so many believers skip over it, unaware of the authority it holds. Here's the truth most won't tell you. If you've been feeling spiritually attacked, emotionally drained, or like your prayers are just bouncing off the ceiling, this might be exactly the prayer you've been missing. Psalm 2 reveals how God's rule dismantles earthly chaos and how angels are dispatched when you align your voice with His word. In this video, you'll not only discover how to pray Psalm 2 with boldness, but you'll understand why this one Bible passage might be the turning point your life's been waiting for. And yes, the blessings tied to this aren't just spiritual, they show up in real, visible ways. But first, let's break the silence around what this psalm is really saying. There's a kind of confidence that rises in someone who truly understands who's in charge of it all. It's not bravado, it's peace. When someone recognizes that God holds the reins and Christ reigns as king, anxiety loses its grip. The Bible doesn't whisper this truth, it shouts it from the mountaintops. You know those days when everything feels like it's spiraling? That's when this truth becomes fuel for the soul. Just like a captain trusting the compass in the middle of a storm, the believer leans on the authority of Christ. That's not passive waiting. It's choosing to pray and act with boldness, even when the sky's gray. Think about how angels operate. They don't doubt or hesitate. They move because they know who sent them. Likewise, when someone surrenders to God's sovereignty, decisions become simpler. Not easier, but simpler. It's not about control, it's about trust. And that trust leads us directly into a powerful request. When life feels like a battlefield, where do you run? Some chase distractions, others hide behind busyness. But the wise run to the only safe place, the shadow of the Almighty. The Bible is filled with cries like this, honest and raw. Protect me, Lord, for in you I take refuge. It's not about pretending trouble doesn't exist. It's about knowing where to hide when it shows up. Whether it's a sudden illness, a car that swerves too close, or just that anxious knot in your chest, the response is always the same. Pray, not as a last resort, but as a first line of defense. And here's where the mystery becomes beautiful. Unseen dangers, invisible traps, and whispered lies are handled by angels before we even notice. It's like having divine bodyguards that don't sleep. This level of protection is real, but there's more, because strength isn't just about surviving. True strength isn't loud, it's quiet. It's that calm resolve when everything's crashing down, yet your spirit stays steady. That kind of inner peace doesn't come from motivational quotes or herbal tea. It comes from deep alignment with God. And yes, the Bible makes it clear, His peace surpasses all understanding. A person who prays consistently isn't just religious, they're resilient. They build spiritual muscle like someone trains at the gym. Instead of lifting weights, they lift up their voice, asking for clarity, wisdom, and strength to stand firm when life starts swinging. And it works. Ask anyone who's practiced it daily. It's no surprise angels appear to strengthen people in Scripture. They're sent right when courage is running low. And that still happens today. You might not see wings, but you'll feel the fire return to your chest, the fog lift from your mind. And just when you think you're out of breath, something deeper awakens. Home isn't just a building. It's supposed to be a sanctuary. But with so much chaos outside, how do you protect what happens inside? That's where intentional prayer steps in. Inviting God to walk every hallway and guard every doorway is the wisest security system there is. The Bible shows that households can be blessed or shaken depending on who's at the center. When someone places every decision, big or small, under God's guidance, things shift, peace flows, conflict dies down, and even the hardest moments are faced with unity instead of fear. And don't forget, angels are not limited to faraway visions. They're active in homes where people seek God daily. Want a real-life example? Families that begin or end the day together in prayer often experience fewer conflicts, more connection, and clearer purpose. And from there, something powerful begins to unfold. Not every battle is visible. Some are whispered behind your back. Others are spoken into the air like poison. But here's the truth. No curse, no slander, no dark scheme holds power over someone anchored in God's truth. The Bible guarantees that those who trust in Him are shielded. It's not superstition. It's spiritual intelligence. Speaking life through prayer. Declaring victory even when you feel weak. That's how chains are broken. It's not about yelling louder. It's about standing firmer. And when you do, heaven moves on your behalf, angels included. Ever heard of a generational curse being broken by one person's decision to pray differently? It happens. You change the atmosphere by shifting the authority. And when that shift happens, curses don't just stop. they collapse. But this is only the beginning of what divine intervention can unlock. Real prosperity isn't flashy, it's peaceful. It's waking up with purpose, going to bed in peace, and knowing your hands are building something that matters. The Bible doesn't condemn success, it defines it. And it starts with wisdom, not just wealth. When someone prays for divine guidance before a decision, that's not weakness, it's strategy. Want to start a business? Launch a project? Invest in something new? Begin with God's insight, not Google. That's how ideas multiply and mistakes shrink. And yes, angels are often dispatched not just to protect, but to guide. Stories aren't rare of people being nudged toward the right connection, avoiding a bad deal, or stepping into abundance they didn't expect. But here's the secret. This kind of prosperity flows to those who understand the next key principle. Praising when all is going well? Easy. Praising before the breakthrough? That's faith. And it's this kind of prayer, the kind that celebrates before the result, that shakes the heavens. Gratitude unlocks what anxiety never will. The Bible is full of people who praise their way out of impossible situations. Think of Paul and Silas, chained up, surrounded by darkness, yet they sang. And guess what? Prison doors didn't just open physically, they opened spiritually too. That's the power of praise. Even angels respond to worship. They're drawn to places where God is glorified despite the pain, despite the weight. People who surrender their timeline and keep their praise flowing become unshakable. And it's from this posture of surrender that something even deeper begins to take shape. Everyone stumbles, even the greats. David wasn't just a king, he was a man who fell hard, then rose stronger. The Bible doesn't hide his failure, it highlights his comeback. That's restoration. And it's available to anyone who dares to pray with honesty. There's something powerful about starting again, not from scratch, but from experience. God doesn't just clean the slate, he rewrites the story with grace. And angels? They're not sent to judge you, they're sent to remind you of who you are becoming. Hope isn't wishful thinking, it's divine assurance. And when someone understands they're not disqualified by failure, but invited into renewal, everything shifts. That's when the heart softens, the mind clears, and the soul finally breathes again. As you reflect on Psalm 2 and the powerful prayer it holds, ask yourself, what is God calling me to do today? Are there areas in my life where I need to claim His protection and blessings more boldly? It's time to stand firm in His authority and let this prayer unlock doors you never thought possible. Remember, applying this prayer isn't just about words, it's about trusting in the power behind them. Let your faith rise higher than ever before. And as you begin to live out the victory promised in Psalm 2, you'll notice your life shift in ways you've always hoped for. Don't stop here. Keep praying, keep believing, and keep sharing. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Your next breakthrough could be just one prayer away. See you in the next video. Don't forget to watch until the end to unlock all the blessings and power this prayer brings. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share to continue learning more about powerful prayers and divine guidance.